Welcome back to The Express here at Second Wave Surf, Skate and Board Shop in North Vancouver. Now, Second Wave was nice enough to lend me this Sitka hoodie, and Sitka is one of the brands that they carry here. And if you take a closer look, you can see I'm sporting my Canadian Cancer Society daffodil pin. Now, the Canadian Cancer Society is marking the end of their campaign by setting up a special dedication wall in downtown Vancouver. Our reporter Bianca Salterbeck takes a closer look at this special campaign and the people who are behind it.
Can't believe it's the third year of Daffodil Day, and this campaign has taken off, and you're a part of that, and we thank you for it. I love that it's a little symbol that shows people who are either living with cancer or know somebody who is, that there are a lot of people there supporting them.
The daffodil has become a symbol of hope and support for people who are fighting cancer.
I remember sort of growing up at the hospital and, going to all the follow-ups and everything. So in an odd way, it is just simply my life. It is completely normal for me to be a cancer survivor. I went through roughly 7 months of treatment. For me, that meant 2 major surgeries, 3 minor ones.
Her ease at telling the story and honesty about that was really moving. So I know that those kinds of messages are the most important messages to get people thinking about where their charitable money is going to go and what kind of good it's going to do.
We can give you reports about the number of people that will be diagnosed each year with cancer, the number of people that will die of this disease. But, behind those numbers are human beings and human stories.
By buying one of these daffodil pins, you're publicly showing your support for people who are fighting cancer. People like Peter Borkind.
I see places when I go to a coffee shop wearing their badges. There's so much closeness to that. I feel that people are really caring.
Peter made it a priority to talk about the importance of early detection. He waited a year before getting a colonoscopy because he was nervous about the procedure.
If I had done it sooner, I probably wouldn't have had to go through all this.
Up high.
The wall is basically who you're fighting for. So, post names, post maybe someone's memory. It's about the fight.
The campaign is over, but the fight against cancer goes on. So you're encouraged to wear this small but powerful symbol of love and support all year long.
Seeing everyone with the daffodil pin, it fills me with hope. It really does.
I'm Bianca Salterbeck in Vancouver for The Express.
Now, if you want a pin like the one that I'm wearing, you can visit their online pin locator at fightback.ca. Now, a lot of people talk about climbing Mount Everest, but local filmmaker Deanne Whalen has created a film called 40 Days at Base Camp. It takes a look at all the hundreds of people who gather at base camp before they summit.
40 Days at Base Camp is an 88-minute length documentary. It is about a climbing season at Mount Everest. We follow 3 teams right from the beginning through to the end of their climb, but it's also a very experiential film. It really gives you a sense of what it's like to be there for 40 days, and in that way it captures in a cinema verite way just the day-to-day of base camp.
People who want to climb the highest mountain in the world who have very limited climbing experience.
Today it's going not good.
During the season that Deanne made this film, over 800 people attempted to climb Mount Everest, each one staying the 40 days at base camp that it takes to acclimatize to the altitude and attempt to summit.
I have a group of people at sea level. I take them to the summit of Mount Everest. They'll all go unconscious within 2 minutes.
A lot of people wanted to be in the film. It wasn't a problem finding subjects. And the condition of them being involved was that I would give them a camera. I would train them how to use that camera. In some cases they had their own. And they would keep video diaries of themselves as they summited the mountain.
Base camp at 17,000 feet, and it was the darkest place I've ever been to in my life.
40 Days at Base Camp screened to great acclaim at last year's Vancouver International Film Festival and is currently touring across the country.
Victoria's confirmed. I think most of Vancouver Island's confirmed now. And where else are we at there? And Montreal. I think it's a great film. Naturally, it took me 2 years to make. It's an independent film. You're supporting independent art if you come to it, but it's just beautiful. My DOP, Andrew, is a great cameraman. I shot second camera. The cinematography is spectacular. It's a compelling story, and it's your chance to get the experience of being on Everest and living through a climbing season without going through the hardship that I did for 40 days. We're going to send the poster, so I'm going to send that to you right now.
In Vancouver, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
We'll deal with some of the corporate stuff. So let's get the video.
Now, Deanne is so passionate about Canadians seeing her film, she's taken it on tour. She's going to be in Toronto this week, and then in June, she'll finish up in St. John's, Newfoundland. For For more information, you can visit 40daysatbasecamp.com. Up next is our Space Center segment. Raminder and Cam take a look at laser light and the speed of light.
Hey, it's Cam Cronin here at the H.R. McMillan Space Center for the Express. And today we're going to talk about a term that gets thrown around a lot, especially if you're, I don't know, 8 years old. You've probably been told you're moving at the speed of light. Which is funny because that's impossible. The speed of light is a really complex term, and it's something that astronomers use quite a bit because simply it's a way of shrinking distances that are out in space. When we think of fast things, there's lots of fast things out there. In fact, if we look at the very fast car, the fastest car there is the Bugatti right now. It goes about 431 kilometers an hour. The Blackbird SR-71, fantastic super jet, 3,500 kilometers an hour. The International Space Station goes 28,000 kilometers an hour around our world, and that means it only takes 90 minutes for the International Space Station to do one exact circle of our planet. Now, you might think that's pretty fast, but that has nothing on the speed of light. The speed of light is about 1 billion kilometers an hour. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, let's say we wanted to go to the moon. Now, if you were traveling to the moon right now on a rocket ship, it would probably take you about 3 days to get there. Light traveling to the moon can make it there in about 1.3 seconds. So we know that light is fast, and we know it can travel huge distances in a very short period of time. But can it also do some pretty cool destructive things? Yes, it can. Now, light can be very, very powerful. I'm going to focus in on something a little bit more, cool, and that's laser light. Now, the idea for a laser is it's a concentrated energy from light. We're going to try a little experiment here, and I'm going to see if I can use light to actually blow something up. All right? So let me set up here. I'm going to put some safety goggles on. We'll dim the lights a little bit, and then we'll see if we can figure out if light can actually do something just by pointing light at something else. All right, so I'm going to put on my safety goggles, which is really important. I'm going to fire up my laser here, and we have a very special blue laser in this case, and it does carry with it a lot of ultraviolet light. And we have two balloons. We're going to see if we can actually blow these balloons out. Hey, and wow! Well, as you can see, our laser made short work of those balloons over there. But again, lasers like this, they're not really a toy. They're not something to play with. And we use this basically to illustrate the power of light. So yes, we can concentrate light so it can do cool, destructive things like blowing up balloons. But there's more to it than that. Using the same sort of laser technology, this is a new source of energy. It also has great military effects. So let's say you're out in the middle of the desert and you get dropped in by the military to, I don't know, overthrow some other country. You need a source of energy. Well, bringing fuel or gas or generators can be really, really expensive. But the military is looking at actually using laser energy. So bounce from a satellite up in space down to a laser collector, that team of men and women could be fine. They'd have a huge, unstoppable source of energy that was coming from space, beamed to an energy collector to be able to use in power. Light can really do some amazing things. Not only can it do some cool destructive things, again, it's something that's keeping us alive here on Earth. It can tell us a lot about the universe that we live in, and it can provide us, hopefully, with a cheap and reliable source of renewable power. So there you go. Lasers, light, speed, distance, we do it all. For the Express here at the H.R. McMillan Space Center, I'm Cam Cronin, and remember, don't bite these in anybody's eyes, because really, you'll go instantly blind.
If you have a question for Cam or Raminder, you can contact them on Twitter at AskAnAstronomer. There's much more coming up. Please stay with us.
After the break,
it's easy to tell at a young age if the dog has all the drives necessary to be a good working dog.
Dogs with a dangerous job. The Express, only on Shaw TV.
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.
Welcome back to The Express. Now, it's a job that's only fit for dogs. Barry and his German Shepherds are hired by private security to sniff out drugs, bombs, and other dangerous goods.
I do a variety of canine work, such as detection for explosives, narcotics, and some security patrol work.
Barry is a professional canine handler who has been training dogs for over 20 years. Although he says any dog is capable of doing detection, tracking, or security work, he tends to favor one particular breed.
It's easy to tell at a young age if the dog has all the drives necessary to be a good working dog. I prefer Shepherds myself. Shepherds are brilliant, they're agile, they're fast, they just seem to make the best workers.
Before a dog is given a job, he must master some basic obedience training.
The dog is taught to heel, sit, stay, down, come to heel. A lot of the dogs are taught in different languages, such as German, Czech, Dutch, Austrian, all kinds of different languages. After the obedience run, then I move on to a agility type of exercise. The agility course is a great example of an opportunity for the dog to just burn off some energy and learn some confidence and some discipline as well.
With Barry's help, Claude is hoping he can train his German Shepherd to become a good working dog.
I wanted my dog to, first of all, to be obedient, and then second of all, maybe do a little bit of searching, you know. And then last, I wanted to have my dog trained for protection. Maybe I could offer my service to the search and rescue here. You know, when somebody is lost, if my dog would be good enough to do that, if he could pass his test, I could offer my service for them.
If you want to give your dog a job and you think he'd be well suited for detection, security, or tracking, visit the Heal Well Center. For Shaw TV, I'm Corrin Skalbeck.
Now, Barry says that he looks at the BC SPCA for some of his potential working dogs, and he gets some of the best ones there. I wish my dog would work that hard, but we have a lot of fun together. Now, speaking of fun, here's some entertaining events to keep you busy.
Raise the Bar Productions presents Masters Dance Challenge, the first competition of its kind anywhere in Canada. Welcoming dancers in 7 different categories and geared for dancers who are 18 years and over. Benefiting the BC Cancer Foundation, the ITM Model Look of 2012 will be holding its Glamour Finale show. Over $10,000 in prizes will be awarded, including an all-expense-paid trip to China to compete in China's largest and most prestigious model search. Celebrate 40 years of counterculture icons. Art Perry, an associate professor at Emily Carr University, teaches the marriage of art and life in his exhibition HIP, Portraits of Cool.
That's our show for today, here from Second Wave Surf, Skate, and Board Shop in North Vancouver. I'm going to go try on some more short shorts and tank tops and get ready for the summer. If you have any questions or concerns about our show, please email us at theexpress@shaw.ca. I'm Peter Verge, and on behalf of all of us here at The Express, thanks for watching.